Hey everyone, Techni here with a keyboard review, and let me tell you what, if any of you just watched that recent keyboard review we did with the keypad over here, or the touchpad, and then the speaker over here, all that productivity in the right, I remember one of the comments during that one, someone said, wow man, these keyboards are just getting crazier and crazier, and this one really fits in line. Let's check it out. All right, so number one, if you sat through all that B-roll there and watched the footage here, thank you very much. And some of you might be like, dude, did you have to show that much? And yes, honestly you did, and I think that's what's really kind of stands out right off the bat. If you got to showcase that much about the product, you got a really interesting, unique product on your hands, which is super cool. All right, so number one, real quick, what I want to point out before we get into it is the keyboard and the wrist rest are two separate products. The wrist rest doesn't come with the keyboard. So again, if you decide to, you can purchase that separately, which I highly recommend, because as you noticed before in the close-ups, the keyboard sits up pretty tall right there. When you put the wrist rest on, it's a really nice cozy fit right there. All right, so starting with the keyboard box, what you're gonna get your keyboard right there, you'll get your USB cable, and then you get the little phone cord jack deal, which is actually gonna plug right into the back here of the keyboard. Just snap it in there, then we're gonna snap it in right over here. There we go. So now it looks like you got a little phone jack back there. But what that does is for whenever you pull the keyboard apart, it's going to let them be able to sync together like that right there. Now, as you saw in the close-ups, we do have these 4 feet right there. They do pop out, and you have rubber feet on them right there. Really nice and grippy. Now, you do not have to put these on. Actually, in the box, they are not installed. So if you want them on, you go ahead and install them. 3 little screws each per foot right there, and you can actually relocate each foot if you want to put it down here on the wrist rest or cock them sideways or something. Because again, you can make this board poke out in the middle right there, so you'll be kind of ergonomic that way, or upwards, so you'll be facing forward, or just how we have them here where it's going backwards right there. So, or of course you don't have to put them on at all if you don't want. Now let's go ahead and talk about build first off, and let me tell you what, this thing is stinking heavy duty. Even without the wrist rest here, I mean, no joke, very thick plastic, the metal base underneath there, I mean, this thing is seriously heavy, which is a great thing, because again, it's not gonna budge whenever you're working or gaming or whatever you're doing. It's not gonna budge. It's over here shaking my table. But anyways, this thing does not move on you. And yes, as you saw earlier, this keyboard does split apart right in the middle. And you can actually kind of see the build quality when it's actually split apart like this. As you see, you have that really thick plastic there. Take a look at that metal base right underneath the keycaps right there. Extremely thick metal base. Now this keyboard does use Kailh switches. You can get it any color variation you like, whether it be the reds, the browns, the blues, and whatnot. We do have the reds right here. Now, one thing I want to show you talking about the Kailh switches. Now, I love these switches. Kailh switches, probably my second favorite after Cherry MX. Very nice, smooth, just incredibly awesome switches. But one thing I want to point out on the board, as you saw, we have the 2 space bars, and this actually goes for some of the other keys, not the enter key. The enter key actually has some nice stabilizers on it, but with the double space bar, as you can see, we have some serious wobble within that guy. Now, it's so small you don't notice it whenever you're using it. You actually got to get down here and actually make it do that. But again, whenever you're gaming or working or whatever, you don't notice it at all. But again, since it's a double space bar right there, we don't have any stabilizers on it. Alright, so now I'd like to talk about some of the features, and let me tell you what, this board is packed with them. Alright, so first off, you're probably seeing these red letters right up here on the top of the board, and what that's doing is showing you the layout that you have. As you see, it says QWR right there. You can set it to the Apple layout or anything like that, UK layout, anything like that, and it'll just show right up there which layout you're in. And you also have multiple layers. As you see up here, again, we have our red letters telling you which layout you're in, but right up here it says mod, function, and mouse. So how you get to those, right, for example, you'll double click the key over here, and as you can see, it can go to mouse. Now, you don't have to activate it right there. You can just hold it down, and then you'll be able to use some keys over on this side, which will actually control the mouse, just like your mouse on the screen right there. It takes a little while to get used to, but you can. And then you also have the mod layer, which is controlled by the little button right underneath the space bar there. Now, you don't have to use any of those features right there as far as that mod and the space bar and everything, but it's really cool because you have different attachments you can attach to the board here. Yeah, more crazy stuff, right? And I'll show you those in a second. But again, straight out the box, they kind of have it set where you got like spacebar, then mod down here, and then mod, and then spacebar down here, which really threw me off. I pretty much just game. I have my Apple set up just exactly how it is. So any other board I pretty much use for gaming, right? And it really threw me off as far as that. So I had to go in there and dabble with it and set it just to a base spacebar down here and set these to mod. But again, the cool thing about it is you can set it up to your personal preference. Every single thing about it as far as mods, functions, and layers and everything. Alright, so wow. How about the features right there? I mean, good mercy. Like, I'm sure I missed so much stuff about this board right here, but it is so cool as far as the customization of it, the versatility of it, pull it apart right there, get really nice and ergonomic and everything. It's just like, wow, what is next? But all in all, as far as the ultimate hacking keyboard right here, I mean, this thing is interesting. It is solid. Talk about a conversation piece if you're using this, you know what I mean? If you like those customization options and everything, I mean, good night. This thing has it right here. I think it's really interesting and really cool. Let me know if you have one of these and what you think about it and what you use it for. Because again, the options are just like, I don't even know where to start with it, you know? You can also wear it as a necklace if you desire. How about that? But hey, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this one. I mean, these keyboards, like that previous comment again I'm going back to, they keep getting crazier and crazier, and this one's right in line with it. Super awesome, super crazy, super innovative, which is just so awesome in the tech world, right? But hey, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this one. I highly appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. Hey, I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.